And salutations, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is MazezRealm, and welcome to another episode of my series, DLC Delving. For this episode, I am going to be talking about the map Encore. Now, Encore is actually my second favorite map in the DLC content drop for the Uprising map pack. And the main reason for it being my second favorite is because I like that it has a lot of nice sightlines, but what I really like about it is that it has a really good flow. If you're someone who likes to be in the action and, you know, rack up the kills, you know, and not be that passive, the center of the map works really, really well for that type of playstyle. If you're a little bit more passive and strategic, then the best way to navigate through the map is by using the outer ring of the map. And you can actually use the outer ring the whole entire match. I mean, it's a complete circle. You can actually see it from the overhead view here that it's just, you can just navigate through the outskirts of the map with no problem. And that's exactly the way that I'm navigating through the map right now. And then I shoot people in the back and continue playing that way. And it works very, very well. And it's also really good in anchoring spawns for your teammates. Say your teammates aren't the best and they're getting their shit pushed in, then you can obviously hold down a particular area so that they can all spawn in on you and they can generally be safe. And that's a type of tactic that I use when playing this map Encore, especially when playing it solo. When I'm playing it with teammates, this was kind of a fail and a win in one. Sorry for the distraction there, but when I'm playing with teammates, it's a little bit easier. But when you're actually playing with a bunch of randoms, then the best thing you can actually do is play as passive as you can around the outskirts of the map. And my luck really wasn't that great in the beginning of the match. I did not have the best team on this particular match. However, I do go on a tear with this overkill loadout, and I do a lot of work later on. So you guys will definitely enjoy this gameplay, and you'll be able to see what ways you should be able to navigate the map on Encore. Now, the match, I should say. Man, I can't talk today. But anyway, you get the point that I'm trying to say here. But either way, for those of you who have not gotten a chance to really play Encore yet, it's a map that really reminds me a lot of the map Stadium from Black Ops 1. I don't know if you guys remember Stadium, but Stadium was very similar in the way that it played, in that not only were the visuals very similar, but they also had similar flanking routes to Stadium. So if you love Stadium like I did from Black Ops 1, this will kind of reminisce or bring back memories of how that map was in Black Ops 1. It's a really cool map, and it's one of my favorites for sure. I just really like the way it flows. It's actually really good on objective-based game modes, and that is because of the flag placements. The flag placements are really good if you have a good team. Obviously, Bravo is in a center stage area, and that's always one that is highly contested, but it's one that's easy to defend. So if you have an aggressive team and you have a good strategy starting out on the beginning of every round, what I would suggest is that you just leave one person or two people to capture your home flag, and then the rest of the team can go over to that Bravo flag, capture it, and then protect it. Because it's very, very easy to defend and very difficult to contest. So make sure that if you guys are playing domination, that you do a really good job of defending that Bravo flag and capturing it right away in the beginning of the round. It's very, very important that you guys keep that in mind. So for other game modes like Team Deathmatch, this has a really good flow. The spawns are actually really good on this map as well. I think Treyarch did a really good job of making maps for this Uprising map pack, because they really did perfect the spawns from the last map pack, Revolution. I don't know if you guys remember, but Revolution had really good maps. I think it had really amazing maps as well. But some of the maps had some issues with team deathmatch spawns, in that you can actually lock people in, and it was very difficult to get out of it if you had a really bad team. Grind was a good example of that. I love Grind. It's my favorite map from the actual Revolution map pack, but the spawns were somewhat unforgiving if you had a bad team. And in the Uprising map pack, both Vertigo and Uprising, I haven't reviewed the other two maps for you guys yet, but I will be in the coming weeks. But the spawns are really good on both of those maps, and they're also pretty good on Magma as well. For Studio, I'll go into that a little bit more, since it's basically a reskinned version of Firing Range from Black Ops 1. So, now, I will mention this. Just because this map reminds me a lot of Stadium from Black Ops 1 does not mean that it's also a reskinned version of that particular map from Black Ops 1. So make sure that you don't confuse yourself by thinking that. It does have a similar flow to that map. The visuals are similar to that map, but it is not a reskinned version of that map. So then it's easy to say that the actual maps from Uprising are all original maps with the exception, I should say, of Studio, which is actually a reskinned version of Firing Range. So I really do think that Treyarch did a great job with these maps on the Uprising map pack, and Encore is no exception. It's a very, very balanced map. It's one that is easy to get used to, easy to navigate through, and it still takes a lot of skill to play on this map, because if you're not careful and your awareness is not the best, you'll get shot in the back. But that's how Black Ops 2 is. So if you're a good player in Black Ops 2, then this map will just really work for you. And it works for a bunch of different classes. You can use submachine guns, you can use shotguns, you can use assault rifles, and you can actually snipe as well. And sniping on this map takes, you know, a little bit more of a fast-paced mentality, because it's easy to accidentally swap the spawns and get shot from behind, but or to get flanked as well. But either way, this map is a jack of all trades. You can really use any loadout on this and do well. And on top of that, you can also play all kinds of different game modes on this map. And the flow for each and every one of those game modes is very, very good. And overall, this map is just a whole lot of fun to play. And I really hope that you guys enjoy playing this map, and that you guys enjoyed this episode of DLC Delving. This has been MazezRealm. I am out.